Hey, it's David Sloma here. I'm a writer and a filmmaker, and this is another book report. It's for the novel Flow My Tears, The Policeman Said by Philip K. Dick. And this one came out in, let me just click over to Wikipedia here, in 1974. And you'll notice there are many different covers for Philip K. Dick books, and through this video I'm going to click through some of the covers, because they're fantastic in my opinion. I love that old sci-fi look. Now, Philip K. Dick's stories continually blow my mind, and this book was no exception. I'll just read you a little bit here about it here. The story follows a genetically enhanced pop singer and television star who wakes up in a world where he has never existed. Now, if you think about that, with genetic engineering coming on more and more each day, how long do you think it's going to be until that actually happens? When, pop stars are actually genetically modified to make them more beautiful and charismatic or more talented. I think it's only a matter of time. And it kind of brings to mind William Gibson's Idoro, where people were enamored with this pop singer who didn't actually exist. He was just a hologram. Well, that's happening already. I read something where there is a virtual pop star now in the Japanese pop world, and you can actually buy software that will emulate the voice. It's a computer designed voice, and you can make your own songs to add to the catalog. Pretty wild. So that's another sci-fi thing that's come true. And I think this novel, Philip K. Dick, is only going to be a matter of time in the near future where we will see this happening. Now, as with my other book reviews, I will not give spoilers. I do not give away the story. I believe it's best for you to discover it yourself. I really hate it when people give away the story in reviews. I think that's just bad manners, really. And I would never do that. So rest assured, if you look at any of my book reviews, I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm just going to say that it was an enthralling book. It really held my attention, and I didn't want it to end. That's what I usually feel with Philip K. Dick books. I'm sure you know what I mean. And I read this as an ebook, so I actually don't have a physical copy of it. But as you can see here, there's so many different versions. So, in keeping with Philip K. Dick, which version is the real one? That's kind of a question that comes in his work. And in this story, like, which world is the real world? The world that the character remembered, or the world that the character finds himself in now, which is very different. And Philip K. Dick likes to play with these things. And something I've been noticing with Philip K. Dick's books, they seem to be set, a lot of them, in the same world. You find the same terminology being used, the same technology appearing. It's quite interesting. And as a writer, this is giving me something to think about. I think I'm going to do something like that too with some of my work. And I don't like to call writing work, because thanks to Dean Wesley Smith, a very experienced writer who shares a lot of his insight and wisdom. And if you're a writer and you're not reading his blog, you really should, deanwesleysmith.com. And he has a great tip. He says, don't call your writing work, because a lot of people have negative connotations to work, like we don't want to go to work. And is writing really work? I don't think so. I think when you're in the zone, and when I'm in the zone I do it, it's play. So I agree with that. So I don't like to term it that. I would just say my writing in the future, I would like to explore some of these things that Philip K. Dick used, the techniques of setting stories in the same kind of world, multiple stories. I think that's quite interesting. So I will do that in the future. So stay tuned and check out my work if you want to see. Um, I assume some people here will go on to look at my work or my writing, I should say. I've got it for sale on many different channels, but this is not a commercial about my work. This is talking about Philip K. Dick's. I keep saying work. Oh, it's a hard habit to break. My writing, Philip K. Dick's writing, fantastic imagination, but it's more than that. I think he was really tapping into something. And if you read his books, he talks a lot about like different timelines. Oops, I don't know what that was. Different timelines overlapping, and that could very well be. That would explain a lot of things where we get precognitive ideas. Something that Philip K. Dick used a lot in his work. And there's a picture of Phil there. If you're a science fiction fan, or you just like good imaginative writing, definitely check out Philip K. Dick, for sure. Now, this book, Flow My Tears, a Policeman Said, it's one of his shorter books. I guess it could be considered a novella. But it felt very full. And it's a little different than some of his other books because he tend to wrap things up at the end in a way where he hasn't done in the other books I've read of his, and I haven't read all of his novels yet. I'm looking forward to doing that, but I've read quite a few of them. I really like this one. I pretty much say that of every book of his, so there you go. Highly recommended. This video's probably gone on far too long, but I just wanted to relate some ideas I had when I read the book about things he's written about that have come true, and there's been a lot of them. Just a lot of things. I'm continually amazed when I pick up one of his books from the late 60s or the early 70s, and what he's talked about, we have now here in 2017 or last year when I read a lot of his books as well. That was really when I really started reading a lot of his novels, was 2016. So thank you, Phil, wherever you are. There's some people who have been saying that if you read some biographies of Philip K. Dick, that he's been communicating with them from the other side. And some interesting anecdotes there, and I guess evidence, the personal recollections people have had of very strange coincidences that have happened. People that knew Philip K. Dick. I believe the book's called The Dream Connection, and it's a biography of someone who knew Philip K. Dick. I think Scott Appel. I don't have it in front of me, but The Dream Connection is a very good biography